How's it going, Scrub Gamers? It's your boy Scrub Games coming at you with a juicy new piece of content for you to enjoy. But before we do get into the topic of the video, I just want to let you know how you can help support the channel, and that is by checking out Firestorm Games using my affiliate link in the description box below. Because Firestorm Games offer a whole host of products for almost every kind of hobby there is, be it Dragon Ball Super, Pokemon, One Piece, you name it, and they'll likely have it, and at some quality prices too. So just make sure to click the link below and check them out to see the whole host of products they offer while helping support the channel. And also, remember, there's another way to help out the channel, and that's by dropping a like, leaving a comment on the video, and best of all, hitting that subscribe button to keep up to date with my content when it drops. Because I'm still on the road to 1k subs, I'm looking to hit that by the year's end. But now we've got all that sorted, let's dive into the topic of the video. Right, so as the topic of the video suggests, we're going to review the Dr.Hedo Deck from the new set 22, Critical Blow, and I think it might be the better of the two red decks. We're going to have a look through because we already gone over the red Gohan deck, so that was kind of like an average deck. It was like a 3 out of 5. You did the rating for, and we're going to have a look at the Hedo deck and see what it does and understand it a little bit better. So, starting off with the front side, so Dr.Hedo. It's pretty cool. We get any new characters. We still haven't got some other characters, but this being brand new and Red Ribbon from the film, it's quite interesting. So it's a Dr.Hedo SH, is also the trait of Earthling Scientists and Red Ribbon Army, so more Red Ribbon Army leaders, and same error as the Gohan lead. So his also is when his card attacks, you get a look at the top 5 cards of your deck, add it to one Red Ribbon Army card from your hand, then shuffle your deck. So rather than just like guaranteed plus by drawing a card, you get a look at the top 5 cards to find a Red Ribbon Army card, which there's potential to whiff, but also you get the more opportunities to find more things that you actually want rather than just drawing a single card, which could be something you don't need. And as well as that, we got the Awaken. So, and it's similar to Gohan, where it's got the normal one and an alternative way to awaken. And for this one, it's if your life is a 4 or less, or you have one or more of each red Gamma 1 SH and Gamma 2 SH cards in play. You draw 2 cards, take your life down to 6 if it's higher, and then flip over. So once again, the never red leader that is just draw 2, more defensive awakening, then getting the 1 draw 1 untap. So you got to be very careful with your energy plays in these two decks, because you're not getting any free energy from the awakening. Because I think Bandai is quite careful now, since they overtuned the red decks in the beginning of this block and didn't ever learn from it, like they never do. So yeah. And then you flip over, and you know Dr.Hedo, Admiration for Heroes. He's now flipped over to chucking off the white lab coat, putting on his little hero costume, being that little chunky boy, and yeah, now he's a hero, and he's a 15k one as well. It's not often we get Earthlings that aren't that are like side characters that aren't the Z fighters being more than 10k power. Like we've had things like Bulma launch be 5k normally for the Earthlings, but we've got this one being 15. I think we had, yeah, we've even got things like the Babel one not being 10k, which we'll see in a little bit when we get further to those reveals. But for now, with this Awaken leader, we've got a permanent where during your turn, your Gamma 1 SH card and Gamma 2 SH cards, both red and with energy cost of 2, gain barrier. So any of your 2 cost red Gamma SH cards, if they're a Z battle card or a normal battle card, gain barrier during your turn, not during your opponent's turn. So during their turn they can affect them, but during your turn, you've got a little bit of protection, which is interesting, but still pretty cool, quite handy. So now with the auto on this side, you've got once per turn, if you discard one red ribbon card from your hand, you get to, when your red Gamma 2 SH card attacks, draw 2 cards. So it's not even just when a card attacks, when a red ribbon card attacks, it's just you have to discard a red ribbon army card from your hand, and as the cost. And then when your Gamma 2 SH cards, so only that one character, only Gamma 2 SH card attacks, you draw 2 cards. So if you don't hit any Gammas, you can't find them, you're going to be screwed a bit on that. So that kind of sucks, but then if you've got enough consistency to find the Gamma 2 cards, you can get that draw power. And pretty good draw power is that, because you're cycling through your deck quite quickly with these kind of effects. Then you've also got the activate main once per turn. Choose up to one red Gamma 1 SH card with energy cost of 3 or less, switch to active mode. So you get the restand 1 Gamma SH card, essentially making them have dual attack, which is cool. So there's only the Gamma 2, so it's Gamma 2 that helps you draw, and Gamma 1 you can get more attacks in. So that's quite interesting how they've separated it like that. So that's it for the leader. Now let's have a look at some of the Z cards it gets. So it gets a Z battle card in Gamma 1 and Gamma 2, Arrival of Heroes. And it's a 2 cost 15k, it requires 2 Z energy as well, and 2 specified red. It's got uniques, you can have 1 on board at a time, any given time anyway. And it's got 2 permanents. First one is if you have one or more each of red Gamma 1 SH and Gamma 2 SH cards in play, you reduce this card's energy cost by in your Z deck by 1 red, and reduce the energy cost by 1, making it a 1/1, so 1 energy and 1 Z energy, as long as you've got a Gamma 1 and Gamma 2 each on the board that are red. The nearer permanents, if you have 3 more energy, your red Gamma SH and Gamma 2 SH cards get 5k power during your turn. So if you get this out, and with your leader, all your 2 cost Gamma 1 and Gamma 2s that are red have an extra 5k power and barrier. So that's pretty cool. It's only during your turn though, so so when it's on your opponent's turn, they're not as strong, so you get the 5k boost, and they're not as protected because they don't have the barrier, because it's only during your turn you get those benefits. Then we've got the auto, which is limit 1. When your red Gamma 1 SH card is switched to active mode by Dr.Hedo's card skill, switches card to active mode, and this card gains double strength for the turn. So that's pretty cool. So if you have this out and you have a Gamma 1, and you use your leader's effect to switch the Gamma 1 to active mode, this card then switches itself to active mode and it gives itself double strike for the turn, meaning that it gets 2 swings. Hopefully a 20k single strike swing and then a 20k double strike swing on the second one. Plus you get the ever Gamma 1 getting 2 attacks, so it can be quite an aggressive deck, as this is looking quite cool so far. Then we've got another Z battle card, being Cell Max Advent of Despair. This one is a free cost 20k, it requires 2 Z energy, so quite a costly costly one, especially with its power for free energy being 20k is quite low, I feel. If I remember correctly, most ones that are free costs from the deck have, I think they've been 20 power or 20k power and have quite strong effects. So let's have a look at its effects and see what it's got. So it's got at least barrier, so it's got protection, no deflect though, which, as I've always said, barrier and deflect should be on the same card. But so it's got that protection when it's in, but not protection to come in, and it's also got blocker as well to defend yourself. And then 2 effects, the first one, both autos, second one being once per turn. So the first one is just when this card attacks, choose it to one of your opponent's battle cards, and it gets minus 15k power for the turn. So okay, this is more like it with red, reducing power, so when it attacks you get a minus by 15k power, not through barrier, but it's fair enough. Still going with the minus, it's a little bit of minusing, not a big bit of minusing, not a big boss either. Then you got the second auto, which is, as I said, once per turn, and is only if it's your turn. When one of your card skills reduces a card's power to 0 or less, switches card to active mode. So if you minus something down to 0, you get to restand this, get more attacks with it. So pretty cool. So if you swing with this, minus up by 15k and it goes down to 0 and gets removed, this guy gets a restand, you get never attack out of it. So it's got dual attack without having dual attack. That's quite cool. Well, a little bit of removal as well. So that's quite a cool extra card. So let's see the last of the extra card, well the Z cards, not extra cards, Z cards for this deck. And that is, as I kind of was backing towards, it is a Z extra card, and this one is Dr.Hedo's Laboratory. So just like the other Z extra cards we've seen, it's a 1 cost with 1 Z energy. This one's got Z stacks, so the first Z extra get a Z stack, being Z stack 1 for a red Cell Max SH card with energy cost of 3, so the one we just saw. This one's got 2 effects. First one being number 1, the second one having at least an energy, a cost requirement of 1 red. So the first one is if your leader is a red Ribbon Army card as the requirement, play up to 1 red Gamma 1 SH card with energy cost less than or equal to your energy from your hand in rest mode. Remember, when you flip over to your leader, you can always restand it. And then you activate main for 1 red. You have 4 more energy and you discard 1 red Magenta SH card from your hand. So, pay 1 red, needs to be a 4 energy, and discard a specific card being a red Magenta SH card from your hand as the way to pay for the cost. And then the effect of it is play up to 1 red Cell Max SH card with an energy cost of 3 or less from under this card, then remove this card from the game. So even though it doesn't have in the cost to remove this card from the game, yeah, it's going to get removed from the game once you fulfill the cost, once you reveal the effects and fulfill it. So it's quite cool. So the first one, you can start spamming out Gamma 1 SH cards with entry cost less than your hand, less than your energy from your hand in rest mode. So you can then get restand and stuff, so start spamming them up in your hand. And if they're cantrips as well, you get those draws, which is cool. And then you got the second one, being able to get the cheat cell max out. So you're essentially paying 2 for the cell max by getting this out, getting some benefits from the first active main, then getting rid of it. So you use the second activate main. And it makes sense that it gets removed because this lab does get blown up when the cell emerges. So that's quite dramatic for the film. So that's enough for the deck. Let's get into the main deck stuff we've got here. So we've got Gamma 1, Hero, Pride. So this is a free cost Gamma 1. So remember, the Gamma 1 is the one that gets the aggression, Gamma 2 is the one that gets you the draw. So it's 15k, 0 cost 5k combo, 2 autos, first one being limit 1. And this one is when this card attacks, use up to 1 red ribbon army card with 5k combo power from your drop in the combo with the skills to get for the turn. So when you swing with this, you get a free combo to get Z energy. That's quite cool, because you need to get Z energy to get those Z extra cards into play and the Z Gamma deck, battle card into play, so you can get a boost to your Gamma cards. And then we got the second auto once per turn. When this card is switched to active mode by Dr.Hedo SH card skill, draw a card, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards, and this card gets minus 10k power for the turn. So you do minus this card itself, so it's less powerful in the second swing, but you do also get more draw power, so you're getting more draw from reactivating this, and you also minus by 10k, so you can potentially take out something, get a weaker attack out of this for a second attack, and also draw, which is not too bad. And we got another Gamma 1, a new hero created by Dr.Hedo. So this is a 2 cost 10k. So this is one that is going to get the benefit from your lead. Oh yeah, benefit from your lead, the game barrier, and then also, well, all of them, I think, if I remember correctly, get the benefit from the C extra card. Oh, C's battle card. So this one, 10k, 0 cost 5k combo, deflect, 2 autos. Once again, first one limit 1, second one once per turn. So the first one is when this card attacks, use up to 1 red ribbon army card with 5k combo power from your drop in a combo when it skills to get for the turn. So that's a free combo just like the previous one. And also then the second one is when this card is switched to active mode by Dr.Hedo skill. Choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards and this card gets minus 5k power for the turn. So this one doesn't draw like the other one does, because the other one's a bit more costly, being a free cost. Whereas this one is, but it can still be cheated out if you once you get the 3 or more energy using the Z extra card. But yeah. This one can be cheated out a little bit earlier, a little bit cheaper, but it doesn't get that draw for the second auto, and it minuses for a little bit less because it's a little bit weaker as well. So that is quite cool. So these are interesting ones to see. This is how you get the Z energy charge from the Gamma 1, and that explains why it gets to attack. Remember, it's limit 1 on the first auto, so it can trigger on any other ones of the same copy for the turn. So it gets 1 use of that a turn. Then we've got a SR, so one of the shinier cards for the deck, and this one being Gamma 1 and Gamma 2, Heroes on a Mission, or Heroes Mission. So this won't gain barrier from the lead because it's a 5 cost, not 2 cost, so 2 cost, and I think it still will get a benefit from the Z battle card. So it's got 3 skills. First one being auto. When this card is played, choose up to one of your red ribbon army cards, and it gets 5k power for the turn. So you can choose it itself because it's a red ribbon army card, or another one. And it's just cards as well, so you can choose any of your red ribbon army cards and get 5k power for turn, so even your leader, which would come in pretty nicely with the third effect we'll go over in a sec. And its second autos once per turn when your Gamma 1 SH card is switched to active by a Dr.Hedo's card skill, so it's card active mode as well. So another card that if your leader uses effect to restand it Gamma 1, you get to restand this as well, so you can get a lot of aggression out of this deck. If you can get the battle cards out cheaply and swing, you can just swing with 3 cards, restand 1, the other 2 restand from their effects, and just keep swinging. That's very cool. And the way you get this out cheaper than paying 5 energy is by the activate battle, limit 1. For 1 red, if your leader is red, and you or your opponent have 3 more energy, so either if you hit 3 first, your opponent hits 3 first, you can trigger. You draw a card, play this card from your hand, and choose it to one of your red cards, and it gets 10k power for the battle. So that's quite cool. So it's technically like a one cost combo essentially, because you're paying 1, giving one of your red cards 10k power for the battle, which is almost like combo power for the attack to make it help you get out of it. And you're also drawing a card when you play this, and then getting the first auto to choose one of your red Ribbon Army cards and give it 5k power for the turn, which if defensively you can use it on your lead to make it 20k base for the turn when it's awakened, or on this to make it a little bit stronger if it gets rested, but you're normally going to be playing it defensively on your opponent's turn, and then choosing your leader. Sorry about that. Then we go to the next one, so we got Gamma 1 and Gamma 2. Sorry, I just realised it's the SPR, so we got an SPR for this card as well, and it is quite cool. Very green in the background, but still quite nice. It probably looks better in person. Then we got Gamma 2, Suicide Attack Departure. So, this one is a 5 cost, so once again, doesn't get the benefit of the lead by getting Barrier, but it gets boosted by the Z Battle card. It's 25k and also power, and a 0 cost 5k combo. It has critical, so it's going to be not a nice one to be hit with, and yeah, some people might want to combo out of it, depends. And then you got the auto. It's a very lengthy auto, this one. So once per turn, when your red Gamma 1 SH card is switched to active mode by a Dr.Hedo SH card skill, switch this card to active mode, and this card gains the following skill for the turn. And that is auto at the end of the battle in which this card attacked. Place this card in its bonus drop. Additionally, if your opponent's life is at 3 or more, deal 1 damage to your opponent. So that's quite cool. So you can get 2 swings off this. So swing once. Then use your leader to switch a Gamma 1 SH card to active mode, which then restands this to never 1. So if you switch one of those Gamma 1s to active mode, you're going to switch to active mode a load of other ones to get more swings out of it. So it can be a very aggressive deck. And this also gets the way to deal more damage and burn, get your opponent down less life, try and finish them off as fast as possible. And you get seems more the more expensive ones, because to play this out you need a minimum of 2 energy, being activate main limit 1 for 2 red. If your opponent has 3 or more energy and you have a red Gamma 1 SH card in play this card from your hand. So it does cost 2 and more expensive one in the deck that can't really be cheated out outside of this, but still 25k critical, essentially a dual attacker as well, given what the deck can do. That's pretty good, and potentially as well burn it. It's quite nice. Then we've got the Gamma 2, the 2 cost Gamma 2, a new hero created by Dr.Hedo. He's got permanent where if you have a red Gamma 1, SH card in play, reduce the energy cost of this card in your hand by 1. So if you get that red Gamma 1 SH card out, you can get this down for just 1 energy. So it's only 1 reduced by 1 in your hand. So when it goes on the board, it's 2 cost to gain barrier from your leader. And then then you get this down quite cheap, so you can start getting the draw packs. Remember, you need a Gamma 2 to attack to get the draw by discarding a red Ribbon Army card and drawing 2. So, and it's got a nice auto, limit 1, when your red Gamma SH card is switched to active by a Dr.Hedo card skill. Switch your card to active mode, so you can get 2 swings out of this. And remember, with the Z Battle card and also the leader, you're going to gain barrier and a 5k from that combination of cards. So, looking like a very good and very aggressive deck. But it seems like you got actually, there might be a bit, well, it might not really need much sequencing, but it does seem like you got to sequence it correctly, because you need one Gamma to get, Gamma 1 to switch and get have it on board so you can restand everything else using their effects, and then Gamma 2 to be able to get the troll power from the lead. That's very cool. Then we've got Dr.Hedo. I think this is the last card. Yeah, I think this is the last card for the deck, and it's just a 2 cost, so quite expensive for what it is. But actually, I don't think it's the last card in the deck. So remember, there's some other cards. I think there's some other characters after this. So yeah, there are some more cards in the deck. This is a 2 cost 15k. It's quite well. As we see, it's got an auto, but it's a 0 cost 5k combo, and it's also limit 1 for 1 red. If your leader is a red Dr.Hedo's SH card, and you have a red C extra in your battle area as the requirement, when this card is used in the combo from your hand, play up to 1 Gamma SH or Gamma 2 SH card, both red with a power of 15k or less, and with an energy cost less than or equal to your energy from your deck to shuffle your deck. Doesn't negate these skills or anything like that, which is quite cool. You don't negate these skills or anything on that card. You just get to play it out. So this is a cool card to just combo, and as long as you got the Z extra card, which you're going to be getting the lab out as soon as possible, start spamming out those Gamma 1s. You get the pay 1 that's just play one of your 2-cost, one of your Gamma SH cards. One of your Gamma straight from your deck, and you can get almost any of them because all of them are outside the big Gamma 2 are 15k power or less. So apart from the big 5-cost Gamma 2, the rest of them are 15k power. And as long as the energy cost is less than or equal to your energy, you can cheat them out. So that's quite cool to be able to combo this card, get your Z energy charged, and play some of the cards straight from the deck as well, and choose which one you want to get. So that's a very good card, I reckon, for this one. Even as one does what cost 1, still you're going to be getting something straight pure value. So if you need a Gamma 2, you can get it straight out from the deck. If you need Gamma 1, you can get it straight out from the deck. Then we got Red Dr.Hedo, a Heroic Brain. Questioning. So for this one, it got a permanent where it's 1 cost 4k with 0 cost 5k combo. Permanent if your leader is a red Urban Army card and you have a red Gamma 1 SH or Gamma 2 SH card in play. This card gets 1k power, and this card can attack battle cards that are in active mode. Didn't have to be relevant, but there you go. Also, when this card is played, look up to 5 cards on top of your deck, add up to 1 red Army card from your hand to your hand, ditch off your deck. So this is a searcher for the deck, and it's got a permanent where it can actually gain just a little bit more power and attack active mode cards. I don't know how relevant that is, but it's interesting. Then we got Hachimaru, Small Scout. So there's another one of those little robot things we see, like we saw last set. We got the cell picker, a little bot from that Chiro had to make cell to get cells from all the Z fighters to make cell. We got this one, but unlike the other one, this will actually be playable in its own deck, not made irrelevant, not even be played in the deck it's maybe played in, because Bandai can't word cards properly or translate them properly. Because this one is a 1 cost with 1k power. Activate main limit 1 if your leader is a red Ribbon Army card. That's the requirement. Play this card and rest from your hand. Choose up to 1 battle card and it gets minus 5k power for the turn. Additionally, if the chosen card is a magenta SH card, it gets minus 10k power for the turn. So yeah, it's just like a thematic thing. I don't think it's going to be used very or even good. It's just a thematic thing like that. Cell little robot was for the Cell deck, but at least this is playable. Then we've got a Cell Max Return of Despair. So this is an 8 cost 25k blocker with 0 cost 5k combo. 2 autos, first one being when this card attacks or activates a blocker skill, switches the card to active mode, and then this card gets minus 15k power for the turn at the end of the battle. So it's interesting at the end of the battle, meaning that it doesn't get minus straight away, so its blocking is weaker. It gets at the end of the battle to then, so after it can block twice before it then minus itself to death. Yeah, because you block minus 15k, block again at the end. Yeah, so you can block twice out of this before it might minus itself to death. And then you also got the Ever Auto when this card is KO'd or removed from the battle area by a skill, not either player's skill, just every player's skill, not your opponent's or anything like that. Just if it's KO'd or removed by a battle area by any skill, you choose it to one of your opponent's battle cards. It gets minus 30k power for the turn. So once again, not going through barrier. Like none of this is really going for barrier, which like red needs a bit. Well, red does need a bit more of the removal through barrier for some things, especially in archetypes. It's better to have it in archetypes than generic. But yes, I'm doing that. So if anything with barrier, like some decks have, so you get some decks that have a lot of barrier, some decks that have a few things of barrier. You could be not hitting anything with this, which is a shame. But you can cheat out though by activate main, limit 1 for 1 red. If your leader is red and your opponent has 3 more energy, play this card from your hand. I think it's going to be more relevant in the with the Cell promo deck, promo lead. But we'll see when we get to that part, because I think there's not going to be much covering. It's just Cell, just a few things in the set. And he also gets an SPR version of himself, which is quite nice. And then we get the last card for the set, and well, last card that can be used for this deck is mainly made for this deck, and that is Magenta Path to Wish Fulfillment. So it's a 1 cost 4k, 0 cost 5k combo, 2 autos. First one is just counter effect when this card's played for 1. And then the second one is a really nice one, especially for the deck to make it even more aggressive, and that is auto limit 1 for 1 red. If your leader is a red Ribbon Army card, when this card is used in a combo, choose it to one of your red Ribbon Army cards and it gains double strength for the battle. So it's like a mini Champa. You're paying the 1 for it to give something double strike, but you're not getting extra power, just a 5k from comboing of it, which is still pretty good. You get in Archetype, that in Archetype Champa if you want to use it, but you don't have to use it, and if you don't pay the cost, you don't use the effect, but you can still have this generic 5k or double strike on any Red Ribbon Army card when you want. So that's really good. That's really, really nice, especially if you put it with that Gamma 2 that's got critical. You can make that quite a big double strike crit as well, which is quite nice. So this deck seems really good. I reckon it's like very aggressive, the better of the red decks. I'd say out of 5, another thing, 1 being amazing, 1 being great, 5 being trash. I'd say this would be a 2. It gets rating with a 2. It's a pretty good red deck, not absolutely amazing, but still pretty good, pretty strong. If it could be worked out like how to sequence correctly for it, it could be a pretty good deck. And as we mostly see when a new format forms, like aggressive decks have the ability to shine more in a format where people are discovering what's good until the format settles down. We find out what's actually good. This could be one of those things that just shines at the beginning and then drops off maybe if it can be handled by a certain deck or a great deck in the format. So that's it for covering the Dr.Hedo deck. So it's a pretty good one, better out of the 2 we get in the set. And I think the next one we're going to look at is the Cell Max deck, because the promo you get for the pre-release for the set is Cell Max with a extra card, and some of these cards support it, and it's got its own little cards as well from it. So we'll have a quick look at that. It won't take too long, I think. And yeah, so that is it. Thanks for watching. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and catch you next one. Bye for now.